Good morning. It is 9:07 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. My name is Chris Hand. The show's brought to you by Better Water LLC, water filtration systems, water softeners, betterwater.com. So I'm pretty excited here. Any moment, the Supreme Court is going to be releasing some opinions, and a lot of people are thinking that we could get the decision on birthright citizenship. At least that's the rumor. Now, there's a chance that we don't get the decision on birthright citizenship. So it's either going to be very spicy or it's going to be very boring.
Or if they return the decision that we don't want, it's going to be very sad.
I don't understand how they could come away with anything else with a conservative Supreme Court majority. However, we do have Amy Coney Barrett.
Well, actually, it was John Roberts that during the testimony before the court said something to the effect of that the times may have changed, but the Constitution remains the same. So that would indicate that he's thinking, yeah, maybe more people are using it in a bad way, but it still is the Constitution.
All right. Well, Joan is monitoring all of this.
I am.
And I've given her expressed written consent to break in at any moment when we get the Supreme Court opinions.
I love having that.
It's like a golden ticket, Joan.
It's powerful, yes.
But you got to chime into Mason's ear.
Yeah, right.
So that way I'm mid-sentence, and then the breaking news slammer comes in.
Yeah, he's going to use that sounder, that real official sounding.
Do you have because they were going to do breaking news yesterday on Matt Murphy's show, and then they hit the wrong one. Yeah, that's the one we need.
Okay, yeah, that'll be the one.
I know what you want.
We need it with gas. So you need to whisper a sweet nothing into Mason's ear first, Joan.
Yeah, okay.
Or just a gentle reminder.
Mason!
and then I'm going to be mid-sentence, and then that's going to come in. And because I want to be surprised, too.
Okay.
Is that fair?
That's fair. Well, if you want to be surprised, you have to turn the TV off in there. Come on.
She's got a point.
Well,
or turn it off CNN.
I don't know. I feel
Watch
like
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Do they still do reruns of Mr. Rogers? Is it too bigoted? I saw one where that old racist white man said boys are boys and girls are girls.
That's my favorite episode.
Like, I love Mr. Rogers.
So good.
So I spent some time in Pittsburgh. I don't mean to get off on a sidetrack, but here we go. Everybody in Pittsburgh loves that guy. Like, everyone has a Mr. Rogers story in Pittsburgh. And the Mr. Rogers Children's Museum there, fantastic.
That's cool.
And do you know who I met? Mr. McFeely.
You did not.
I did.
That's cool.
Like the real Mr. McFeely.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I was like, wow, it's kind of weird. That's a weird name now that I'm an adult.
Yeah.
But I didn't tell him that. I said, how are you, sir? He was like one of the sweetest guys that you could ever meet. I don't think he was doing any McFeelian.
Unbelievably, it's still on PBS Kids video app.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But they probably don't do any of the bigoted episodes without a warning, right?
Probably not. And you can get it on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood YouTube channel. Did you know there was one?
I had no idea.
There you go.
I was today years old. I'm going to start playing that for Millie Jane, my 4-year-old.
That's smart move.
That's a really good idea.
So and then the other thing that I've noticed being an adult, we got the HBO Max. Okay. I don't sign up for these things. I get them for free.
Yeah.
Because of the cell phone company, and they do it as a way to juice their numbers.
Right.
Well, look at all the new subscribers we have. So whatever. But anyway, we have it, and Sesame Street is on there. And well, we all know that Sesame Street is really like a big proponent of Pride Month and pushing vaccines on kids and social distancing, and we saw all the craziness during COVID and yada 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 down the line, right? But if you watch a Sesame Street episode from the 70s,
bro,
like even like woke stuff aside, they have systematically dumbed that show down.
Oh, so much.
Like, and it's infuriating.
Yeah.
Like there used to be actual quality learning content that was framed in a way that kids would glom to and enjoy.
And retain.
Yeah, and a lot of that has just been completely whitewashed out.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's crazy. But I mean, I think we could do that with any show.
Yeah.
Daniel Tiger is like the spin-off cartoon for Mr. Rogers.
Oh, really?
And my 4-year-old enjoys it. Season 1 was pretty good. Just being honest. Left on a cliffhanger.
But, 10 out of 10 over there.
10 out of 10 on season 1. But season 2 starts, and we were watching it, right? So this is just so you know, these are the conversations in my house, and I can't get away from it. Part of me thinks like I've ruined my kids, and then another part of me thinks like I'm doing the best job ever, like at the exact same time. So we're watching this, and it's the cartoon was Daniel goes to the doctor. Okay, we're watching it, and then Daniel's got to get his shot, and I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go. and Kennedy, my 12-year-old, walks in, and she's like, this is just vaccine propaganda. And I was like, let's go.
You've raised them right.
Let's go.
Yeah. Good kids.
You don't have to point it out anymore. They just know.
And like, I'm like, okay, so is that a parenting win?
Oh, yeah. In a big way.
Okay. Thank you, Joan.
Yeah.
I was pretty proud. But then I was like, did I ruin her childhood at the exact same time? You know what I mean? There's like a little part of me, it's like, did you ruin it? There was quite a few years there where I'd be like, we're not watching that, it's woke trash. And now it's like, let me guess, it's woke trash. Like, yeah.
Some of it's dangerous woke trash.
It's true.
And I just know. A couple of my grandkids do not watch TV. Like, it's not allowed.
That's what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
It's the craziest thing. And you know, you could tell them to read books, but even books aren't safe because they're rewriting all the Roald Dahl classics.
Yep.
It's just
Get an
wild.
original copy
You got to get the original copy
before they burn them all.
and don't do the digital readers because they're going to update those books and you're not even going to be told about it.
Yep.
And you probably already checked the box that they're allowed to do it because who reads all the things that you're supposed to read?
No.
Have you ever read one of those full disclaimer sheets when you're signing on and basically selling your soul to one of these media companies?
No.
I didn't do it for this job.
All right, so we're waiting the Supreme Court. We got one. I didn't mean to do it. I should have changed the channel.
Should have changed the channel.
And now, I'm not surprised.
Oh, are you on a different channel than I'm on?
I'm on CNN.
And?
Supreme Court strikes Hawaii's default ban on guns on private property that's open to the public. So you're allowed to bring guns to places that are open to the public in Hawaii.
So, there we go. I see it now. Okay.
So that's the first one.
So that's good because Hawaii is just veering off the tracks.
Have you ever seen Dog the Bounty Hunter?
Yeah.
Been that way for a while.
Yeah.
It's just not woke trash, by the way. Whether states can presumptively prohibit the carrying of handguns on private property open to the public, such as retail stores, could have national implications for where concealed carry permit holders are allowed to bring their firearms.
Well, good. Yeah, bring it.
Listen, I've said this for a long time, and I do believe it. The issue isn't the gun, it's the lack of guns. More guns.
Which is the I hate this word, authoritarian push in Europe is all about people not having guns.
Mm-hmm. Do you think the Brits would have risen up by now if they still had their firearms?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so, big time.
An armed society is a polite society. It's plain and simple. You're not gonna be talking reckless if you don't know if that person is armed or not. That's why
Puts everybody on an even playing field.
Seriously. It's a gun-free zone. Gun-free zone signs are just basically bullseyes.
Yep.
So this is good. We're off to a good start.
I hate the way they string us along.
And I also
CNN.
and then is it just me, or do you think that this is strategy? Like they release this one, so that way they get us the honey. Then we're waiting for the vinegar on birthright citizenship.
Yes.
Is that just me?
How many decisions do they have to make?
They got a bunch, dude.
Yeah.
I think there's 26 still left.
Oh, wow.
You know, the ones that we're looking for are the big oons. But, it could be that they don't release them in this batch.
I didn't even know we were doing the Hawaii thing. Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yeah, that's how you have to say it.
Yeah.
There are 2 states that have petitioned the court because they have bans on boys and girls sports. And they were struck down by a federal judge. Wah, wah. So they'll make a ruling on that. Can we count ballots after Election Day? That's another one that'll be important to California.
Well, here's something that happened yesterday that kind of goes in line with that. The U.S. Postmaster General told Congress that the post office will not deliver mail-in ballots in the 2026 midterms to states that refuse to comply with President Trump's election integrity executive order. I do not have the audio.
Okay.
But they say that this order makes sure mail-in recipients are citizens and are who they say they are, on top of making mail-in voting more secure. So the Postmaster General, obviously based in red-pilled and not playing games. So he said, we're not even going to give you mail-in ballots. Incredibly based. So 6-3. Whoa, hold on. We got another one. U.S. Supreme Court, in a 6-3 decision, strikes down activist judges and upholds President Trump's policy to turn away asylum seeker invaders before they enter the United States at the border. Loophole closed. Leftists tried to protect asylum seekers who attempted to cross into America and immediately be given rights to stay. This is a big one. And then those are the two that we have right now. Those are the two we got. The Hawaii and we're allowed to turn you away at the border, even if you're an asylum seeker. Because wasn't the whole thing like unless you're coming from Mexico, you've already crossed into a country that you could seek asylum in, correct?
That sounds right. Yeah,
wasn't that the whole thing on that one? I can hear Joan reading. Have you ever?
Yes, I'm listening actually to Shannon Bream, who's got a really good description of what this means. You know what? I don't want to misrepresent it, but this has something to do with, if you remember, at some point, President Trump said people seeking asylum have to wait in Mexico.
Yeah, the Remain in Mexico policy.
Right. So does that mean that they have arrived? Because if you have arrived in the United States, then you get all of the coverages, all of the benefits of being an American. And
like SNAP and health insurance.
Mm-hmm. And so they're saying that what I believe is what just happened was the Supreme Court said that's not a thing.
We're moving pretty fast, but here's the Postmaster General story that we mentioned moments ago, where they said that they're not delivering ballots to blue states that aren't complying with Trump's election integrity executive order.
So all the state gives us is a list of here are the voters that are supposed to get ballots, and here are the ballots.
This is David Steiner. He is the U.S. Postmaster General.
We then compare the two, make sure that the ballots that are supposed to be sent get sent. I would think that states would want the information to ensure that the ballots that they think are sending out are the ballots that are actually being sent out.
The government is expected to quickly appeal this ruling and block the judge's order from taking effect while all this litigation continues, Dana. All right.
So, I don't know. I'm kind of distracted because Jackie Heinrich is blonde now. It's a weird
She's also
move.
married now.
And didn't she marry a Democrat congressman?
No, he's actually a Republican, but he sometimes votes Democrat.
That's even worse.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick
Immigration.
from
Shannon Bream joining us live once again.
Sorry, my bad. I got too much stuff going on at the same time. Here's Shannon Bream on the Hawaii decision, where the Supreme Court has blocked Democrats from banning legal firearm carriers entering businesses without express permission from the owner. Once again, the Second Amendment shall not be infringed, my friends. This is a big win, and it will absolutely have implications.
Immigration. Shannon Bream joining us live once again to break it all down for us. Shannon, what do we know?
Okay, so Bill, let me tell you a little bit about the gun case. This was out of Hawaii, where if you have a concealed carry permit, which takes some doing there, the presumption under Hawaii law was that you couldn't take it on private property unless you got express permission from the owner of that private property. So things like shops or restaurants or really any private property. Well, the court shut that down today. They say that arrangement would impose a new burden on permit holders, people who've gotten these concealed carry permits, who will have to somehow obtain permission to carry a firearm on the property before stepping foot. They say the Hawaii law here violates the constitutional right to keep and bear arms. Big win for Second Amendment folks and supporters there. This other decision dealing with the border was about if you have to arrive in the U.S. to start an asylum.
All right, so that was the Hawaii one. She's getting into the other one. We got to take a break real quick. We're tracking the Supreme Court decisions that are coming down. We do have a lot of other things to talk about today as well. Trump and Mark Rutte from NATO. That's the guy that calls Trump daddy. He was in the Oval Office yesterday. They had a big sit down. I got the audio from that. We'll talk about the fallout from the GOP lunch. Bill Cassidy with an epic crash out. Oh, you're not telling me enough about Iran. I don't think it has anything to do with Iran. I think it has to do with Trump ousting him. And he was going to find something to be salty about just because he's salty in general. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about the lack of action on the Save America Act and the New York socialist fallout that continues. New talking points have been downloaded by the Democrat Party. A lot of these Democrats, they're hip to the game, man. They love power. And they don't want to lose power. So they've downloaded new talking points. Have you ever seen the meme where they take the chip out of the NPC and then they put it in a new chip? Well, the new chip has been installed, my friends. And it's, we're a big tent party. Okay. That means commies and socialists, come on in. It also means that, please, Mom Donnie, don't endorse my primary challenger. A lot of Democrats are lining up with that talking point. Some of them, it's downright disgusting how much they're gushing over Mom Donnie. We'll bring you all that and more later on in the show. A lot to get to, a little bit of time, and we're tracking the Supreme Court decisions. It's 9:23 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, what's up? It's Chris Hand here from my friends at Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Get yourself a new air conditioner. You know you need it. You're already sweating at home. Summer is officially here, and it's not going to cool down anytime soon. It's just not. So get the new AC unit. Your whole family will thank you, and they might thank you twice, because when you buy a new AC from Busy Bee in the month of June, you could be entered for a free 3-day beach getaway. Busy Bee is going to cover the gas, the lodging, 2 meals a day. One lucky winner will be announced on their Facebook page, so go ahead, find Busy Bee on Facebook, and hit like. Now, maybe you're good on the AC, but you're looking to improve your home's air quality. You can save 10% on the deluxe air duct cleaning package or 5% on the mid-tier package. You need plumbing service? Take $100 off any plumbing repair over $500, and for a limited time, you receive a free Yeti cooler with any whole home drain, repipe, or water repipe project. 615-775-7833. That's the number for Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. 615-775-7833. Or you can always find them online, busybeehvac.com. Remember last week with the Tylenol stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Britain, they came out and they said, don't listen to anything Trump says. You remember that?
Don't listen.
Don't listen to the orange man. Tylenol's totally safe. And then we were like, well, should we listen to Tylenol? Because they said don't take it while pregnant.
Yeah, they said
Remember
that a while ago, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, I've come to a new conclusion. We don't need to listen to anything the British government says, which leads me to this headline. First cousin marriage has benefits, says NHS guidance, despite birth defect risk. First cousin marriage is linked to stronger extended family support systems and economic advantages. It's a strong family. Now, it's important to point out the real reason that they're doing this is because they've been culturally invaded by Muslims. I know. Listen, it's uncomfortable. People don't want to talk about it, but we'll talk about it. Diversity is our strength. Yikes.
The guaranteed offer is the simplest, least stressful way to sell your home. You go to our website, you fill out a quick form, we set an appointment, we bring you an all-cash offer. Literally, there's no lockbox on the front of your house, there's no showings, we pay all cash, we close in as little as 21 days, stress-free. We've helped thousands of homeowners just like you sell your home the hassle-free way with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate.
It is all wins for the Trump administration from the Supreme Court this morning. But guess what, guys? It's over. The biggies have not been decided. We've got that story coming up at 9:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
The Supreme Court has sided with the Trump administration, ending temporary protected status for the Haitian migrants. The song was unrelated.
Totally unrelated.
Completely unrelated.
I saw you see it on the CNN and your face lit up.
Well, I just had an excuse to do it. I had an excuse.
Eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
If you're watching on Super Talk TV, there's a little dance to go along with this. Ooh, I got moves. All right, Jones got the headlines. It's 9:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Good morning. It's now 9:30. I'm Joan Jones with your top stories. In a 6-3 vote handed down moments ago, the Supreme Court has ruled that asylum seekers standing in Mexico, where President Trump has ordered that they remain, have not arrived in the U.S. under immigration law. That means that they are not entitled to inspection or allowed to apply for asylum until they actually cross the border. Here's Elliot Williams, a court analyst on CNN earlier.
One of the lines is, in ordinary speech, no one would say that a person arrives in a place before a person enters that place. And so ultimately, the administration, the justices are hinging on this idea of landing in the United States, stepping foot in the United States is a prerequisite to applying for asylum.
Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, in her dissent, said this policy is the catalyst for people trying to sneak into the U.S.
So sad.
Yeah. Another decision lets President Trump end protections for
eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's good.
That was done in error.
Yeah. Another decision lets President Trump end protections for Haitians. You can run the audio there now.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
And also Syrians under so-called temporary protected status. Now, this affects hundreds of thousands of people currently in the U.S. from Haiti and Syria. And that is it. No other decisions, no other immigration decisions being released today. Birthright citizenship, by the way, is still up in the air. Well, American help on the way to Venezuela after the deadly earthquakes there overnight. Secretary of State Marco Rubio speaking during a gathering of Middle East countries in Bahrain this morning.
We're already deploying search and rescue teams from Fairfax County, Virginia, and Los Angeles. There'll be some others we'll add. That's their most immediate need right now is search and rescue efforts.
Yeah, he says that the White House will have a better handle on what the Venezuelans need longer term after the next couple of days. That is the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Joan Jones, WTN News.
Hey, what's up? It's Chris Hand here for my friends at Better Water LLC. I got to tell you about these guys because we sing their praises at the house. If you got weird smells coming off your water, you're tired of stains, or just plain old bad tasting water at the house or at the office, well, these are the people that you need to call. You might have some nasty stuff in your water. You could have iron, sulfur, chlorine, bacteria, even E. coli. This is the water that you're drinking, you're making coffee with, you're bathing in, you're bathing your kids or your grandkids in. Now, here's the best part. Better Water will test your water for free. And if your water is clean and good to go, they'll tell you that. Now, if you have any of the nasty stuff, they offer a range of options to clean it up and clean it up fast. From reverse osmosis to specialized filters to UV lights, Better Water has you covered. These guys are total pros. They're already treating all of the businesses in and around Smyrna, including the hospitals and the coffee shops. Local company, they can help you out. Stop drinking the junk out of your tap. Give Better Water a call today. They'll test your water for free. 615-355-6063, 615-355-6063, or you can find them online, betterwater.com. 37 minutes past the hour on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. My name is Chris Hand. The show is brought to you by Better Water LLC, water filtration systems, water softeners, betterwater.com. So we got a couple Supreme Court decisions handed down. I was waiting to be disappointed on the big one. Am I the only one? I thought they were going to do the old honey and vinegar. Everybody gets the Always Sunny in Philadelphia reference, right?
Yeah.
Obviously.
There's still time.
Great show, by the way.
Yeah.
So I thought that they were going to be giving us some wins to cushion the blow for taking an L on the big one, but I guess we're not getting the big one today. Joan, did you confirm that we're not getting the big one today on birthright citizenship? Is that the way it looks?
She stepped away for a sec.
She's willing to break in when she gets a little shine, but she walks away as soon as I'm asking questions.
I mean, you
must be talking about me.
I am. So is it confirmed that we're not going to get birthright citizenship today?
Yeah. We don't have any more decisions to come down today. So there's still, let's see, what is today? The 25th. So we still have, what does June have? 30 days?
That's true.
Got 5 more days.
Are we going to get all of these decisions in the next 5 days?
Typically, they do. They release them by the end of June. So, I mean, we have a couple more. I would say we'll tune back in on Tuesday. Usually Tuesday is one of those release days. Tuesday,
right.
Thursday.
When is the 30th? Got to look at a calendar.
I believe it's next Tuesday.
Tuesday is the
Tuesday
30th.
So they really built us up on this one.
I know. I thought we were going to get it.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe we still will.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. I think what happened today was very good.
Yeah, I mean the Supreme Court case that came down in Hawaii, you can bring your guns, you don't have to ask permission. But there'll be a workaround, right? Because all the Hawaii businesses will get the gun-free zone signs now, right? Is that how it's going to work?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Can they do that? I don't know.
They do it in Tennessee.
They do it. So the explanation that I got for places that do have that sign is that if there's a federal license that's issued to a place of business, then they can say that that's because it's a federal license, it's a federal building, and you can't bring a gun into a federal building.
Other than that, it's just a suggestion.
Pretty much.
Dope.
Yeah.
Good to know. And then we got the word on the asylum policy when it comes to Haitians and Syrian migrants.
Refugees who were here in the country. And basically what the court has said is that they can't challenge this decision by the Department of Homeland Security, by the administration, that they're the ones who get to make the assessment about whether they leave or not. I haven't read the whole thing, but they do get into some of the claims that by some of those who are advocating for the Haitian refugees, that there was some kind of racial animus. The court says they don't see evidence of that. So I'll keep reading, but it's another very fractured decision that seems to be a win for the Trump administration, which would be the second win for them on immigration. That earlier decision that we talked about that came out just a few minutes ago saying that if you get to the Mexico border, but you don't make it onto U.S. soil, you can't file an asylum claim. So the Trump administration has to be happy about what they've gotten today. We've still got 8 opinions left, and it looks like Monday will be.
Monday.
Okay.
Monday. All right, so we have a hat trick currently, 3 for 3.
Okay.
8 left on Monday. Do we run up the score?
Sure. Of course.
Of course. I don't think Jones is confident as she pretends to be.
Yeah.
We'll see. But we got a hat trick today. Let's take that.
I think that's there's some good wins there.
Some massive wins. So essentially, Democrats have really learned the meaning of temporary, right? Because that was the issue at the core of the Haitians and the Syrians, is that they had temporary protected status. The Trump administration chose to end it because it was temporary. And Democrat activist judges were like, whoa. It's 2026, my bigoted friend. Temporary means forever. Am I wrong?
Yeah. So and the other part of this was that they can't send people back to a country where they would be persecuted. But that doesn't figure into this decision. They came here because of turmoil in their country.
And the Democrats said they have to stay. These are the same Democrats who were just up in arms when Donald Trump called Haiti an S-hole. And they were like, no, it's not. It's a beautiful, thriving utopia country. And they were like,
the Clinton Foundation took care of all of that.
It takes a village. Sometimes more than one. But they said Haiti's a beautiful country. How dare you want to send them back? Right? Right. Yeah. Got it. So TPS status for TPS legal status for Haitians and Syrian migrants. Done. Big fan.
So now, does the Trump administration send them back?
I think you have to.
One would hope.
I mean, that's an easy win, is it not?
It is.
We voted for mass deportations. The numbers are low. Let's start with the Haitians and the Syrians who are only supposed to be here for a little while. Why not?
Yeah.
Who says no besides Haitians and Syrians and Democrats? You can't say no much longer. I mean, we're here now. So I'm a big fan.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
That still knocks, by the way. The other one that was good, remember the dance party with Beyonce? That was good too. Dance party with Beyonce. That we didn't know how good we had it at the time. There's a lot of good memes from that era. A lot of good memes.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Dance party with Beyonce. So we do got some other news to get to. I think the Supreme Court decisions are what they are currently. We got two big wins on the immigration cases. We got a win for the Second Amendment. All fine and well. 3 for 3. That's a hat trick. You miss all the shots that you don't take. So thank you. And shout out to the conservatives for standing in lockstep on that court. I mean, that's what we need. It's one of the biggest wins of Trump 1.0 was the Supreme Court justices that he got to put on that court. And, oftentimes, whether it's Amy Coney Barrett or Roberts, it feels like we get a backhand from the so-called conservatives, but not today, my friends. Not today. Maybe we will next week. But for today, all is right in the universe. Elsewhere, Donald Trump sat down with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte yesterday. Mark Rutte, he's the one that calls Trump daddy. Remember that? So weird. That was an awkward day. It was hilarious. But I don't know. Grown men calling other men daddy.
Not a fan.
Weird.
It's weird, right? It's weird. But the guy absolutely has a man crush on Trump.
Oh, yeah.
There's no debate about that. He loves President Trump, and I think he would prefer to live in America probably. But NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, in front of all the fake news, came out in 100% support of President Trump scoring a victory over Iran.
A few things I want to share with the media, with you being here present, and it's about your leadership. First of all, about Iran. I really want to make clear how important it is what you are doing on Iran. This is, first of all, about the nuclear capability Iran was basically getting its hands on. And that would have been a threat to the region, it would have been a threat to the whole world. This is a country which is exporting chaos, it is exporting terrorism, and they were very near to getting their hands on the nuclear capability. You've seen last week with the G7, all the leaders in the G7 applauding the fact that this nuclear capability has been degraded. This is extremely important, and I just want to make this clear, because sometimes people think, why was this whole Iran thing going on? This is about security, about safety. This is the leader of the free world taking responsibility beyond the shores of the United States for the rest of the world, and this is what you did. I know there have been debates about whether your allies in Europe were with you enough. I just want to say one thing. Which they weren't. Yeah.
He said they weren't. There's been debates about whether your allies in Europe were with you or not. They weren't. With friends like these, who needs enemies? President Trump did go on to say we didn't really need them, to be perfectly honest with you, and I don't think we did. I mean, the overwhelming majority of Americans are happy that this conflict is coming to a close. I think the latest polling that I saw was 78% of Americans, left, right, center, they're all down with this thing being over, and I'm here for it too. I mean, whether it was negotiations or prosperity nukes, I wanted it to end very, very quickly. But don't shake your head. Sometimes Mason doesn't add anything to the conversation, but he shakes his head in disappointment behind the scenes.
You see a little movement.
It's very distracting when I know Mason's disappointed in me.
It's not disappointment.
But, I mean, if it was negotiations or prosperity nukes, people wanted this thing done. I will also be referring to nukes as prosperity nukes from this day forward.
I think you should.
Yeah, or from yesterday forward.
A little behind the scenes. I'm pulling clips from that show to make promos for the station because I think it's great. There are so many good ones. I don't know if I should just fill up all your promos
with prosperity nukes.
Bomb the promos with prosperity nukes.
There was, and then we had a leftist who came across our show yesterday for the first time. It was like, I filed a formal FCC complaint with Chris Hand. He's advocating for violence, and I'm like, what do you mean?
I've never done that.
I've never done that, except for all those times. But I did it with the purest of intentions.
What's your feet first?
I'm just saying. People don't think it'd be like it is, but it do. Donald Trump said the allies weren't with us when it came to Iran, and he's absolutely right. He took it a step further while answering questions from the press. Oh, there's the play button.
Well, let me just say, he's been a friend of mine. He's a great guy, great leader, great Secretary General. Everybody respects him. And I appreciate your nice words, but you really have done a good job. And I think if anybody else were in that position, we wouldn't even be meeting today, to be honest with you, because we were let down. We didn't need help on this at all. We demolished them in literally the first week. But it would have been nice if they would have said, we'd like to help. We didn't even need it, but it would have been nice if they said that. They didn't say it. But as Secretary General, and he's the boss of the whole operation, he was, I believe if I would have called him, and I didn't bother doing that because I was doing individual countries just to take the temperature and see how they were doing. But I think if I would have called him, he probably would have found a way to help if we needed it. I feel, would have been a little bit different. But I was disappointed. I was disappointed with Italy. I was disappointed with the UK. He's now gone. And, he had a lot of problems. But we were disappointed with the UK. We were disappointed with Germany and France. We were disappointed with most of them. Spain is a horror show. Spain is terrible, even from your standpoint. I mean, they don't want to pay anything. They think they're in for a free ride. Spain is not a good group. Not a good group at all.
It's like one of those things where he's not angry. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Oh, I did that yesterday.
It hurts hearing that from Dad.
I did that yesterday with the kids. I didn't even yell. I was like, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Well, I mean, with allies like these, who needs enemies? What do you want from your allies?
Right now, do you have an ask? I just want their loyalty. We don't need their money. We don't need anything. We have the most powerful military in the world by far. But I just want loyalty. We're so loyal to them. We're always fighting for them. We have thousands of troops all over Europe. In Germany, we have 50,000 troops. And then you want give us a little nudge, give us a little kiss. We don't want much. And they say, no, we can't do it. We're paying hundreds of millions of dollars for the troops that we have in Germany, the troops that we have in UK, the troops that we have all over Europe. I will say Poland was very good.
Poland's based. Everybody else sucks. I love it. Give us a little nudge. Give us a little kiss. Come on. We're not asking for full tongue. Just a peck. Just a peck.
Just right on the cheek.
Right here. Right here. 951. Super Talk. 99.7 WTN.
Hey, it's Dan Mandis from Super Talk 99.7 WTN and Nashville's Morning News. I'm here with Chris from USS, United Structural Systems. He's checking out my basement, my foundation, my crawl space to see if there's anything wrong. Fingers crossed. All right, so there's good news and there's bad news. The bad news is we found some cracks in my basement wall. The good news, I've got Chris here who's going to walk me through the next steps.
Yes, so unfortunately, your house has been subject to the pressure of the dirt. The hydrostatic pressure, heavy dirt pushes on foundation walls, and you got a little bit of what we call bowing. So that wall is pushed in a little bit, but we have a lifetime warranty solution for that. So we install, usually in a day or two, this can be done in most situations, we install carbon fiber straps, which keep the wall from moving inward at any point in the future. It's a lifetime warranty for anybody that ever owns this house. So it's a quick and routine thing that we do, but it yields some long-lasting benefits.
It's a great selling point if you want to sell your house.
Absolutely. Good thing about our warranties is they're not only transferable, like the contract says, they're automatically transferred when you sell your house. So you don't have to sign any paperwork or even send us an email saying that you sold your house. Warranty would transfer to the next owner.
Coming up, we have the latest on those Supreme Court rulings and some immigration decisions that were handed out today. That's what's coming up at 10 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
That's Joan Jones in the newsroom. My name is Chris Hand. The show is brought to you by Better Water LLC. Water filtration systems, water softeners, betterwater.com. I got a text here, and I said, my reply was, oh no, I'm so sorry. Because 0692 texted and said, Chris, My little girl's riding in the car with me and mortified that they're eating the dogs and cats. LOL. Let her know President Trump put an end to all of that. But then you know what I did? I don't know why I did this.
What'd you do?
I went on a trip down memory lane.
Uh-oh.
Do you remember this? Do you remember this video? Were you producing in September of 2024? You were, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you remember this.
Yeah.
What did you do? Why'd you kill the cat? Smile for me. Smile. Go like this. Did you eat that cat? Did you eat it? No, why'd you kill it? Did you guys see all this?
No, we pulled up and she was just laying there with it.
Did you see her eating it?
Eating it.
She was eating it?
Yeah, she was.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
It was a magical time. Do you remember the pictures of the dudes walking away from the park in Ohio with the gooses? The geeses?
Yep.
Is it gooses or geeses? Geese.
Geese.
It was several.
A lot of them.
And there were people, there were like these stories coming out of Ohio, which just happens to be a large Haitian area, totally unrelated.
Yeah.
And they were like, there used to be a lot more geese around this park. We don't know what happened to them. And everybody was like, it's got to be a coincidence. Right? Right?
One would think.
I feel like the Star Wars meme, right? It's just a coincidence, right? It's just a coincidence, right? It's just... I don't know. People were like...
Call the Humane Society, see if they'll come pick this cat up. It's deceased.
It's deceased. You know, Dan was like, earlier this morning we were talking, Dan was like, I'd love to be on the crime scene cleanup. Yeah, you could. So you can get to some weird ones in Ohio.
Yeah.
Call the Humane Society. Can you imagine being the dude at the Humane Society?
No thanks.
So you want me to pick up what?
Yuck.
It's how eaten? Just half.
How many?
Which half? Ugh.
Hot weather's coming too.
Oh.
Just makes it worse.
Ever had roasted goose?
No, have you?
Nope.
I'd try it. I'm not above that. I've eaten bear. Why wouldn't I eat goose?
You have?
Yeah.
I feel like goose is more common than bear.
So here's the thing. My brother-in-law hunts a lot.
Yeah.
And when I was dating Virginia, we used to he would store a lot of meat in the freezer at her place.
So he's like, hey, guess what?
And then me and my buddy at the time, Zach, who lived in the area, we'd be like, let's see what we can eat. And one time we pulled it out and it said bear. And we're like, really?
He's like, yeah.
I'm
so
here
you just
for it.
Fired up the grill?
Literally.
Yeah.
And it was awful. And then after that, everybody was like, well, you don't eat it that way. I was like, well, I'm never going to eat it again, to be honest with you. 10 o'clock, Super Talk, 99.7, WTN.
Good morning, 10 o'clock. I'm Joan Jones with your top stories. The Supreme Court handing President Trump 2 major immigration wins. Paula Reed at CNN on a case regarding temporary protected status.
Now, in this case, the Supreme Court is ruling that this decision cannot be reviewed. They cannot review the process for temporary protected status. So to translate that is effectively a win for the Trump administration. This decision could impact as many as 350,000 Haitians, around 6,000 Syrians that could lose their work authorization.
President Trump has removed this status for dozens of protected countries. Now he's been given the green light to continue. The other immigration decision, one that deals with non-citizens who show up to the southern border and request asylum before crossing into the U.S. The high court ruled 6-3 that unless non-citizens cross into the U.S., they haven't literally arrived here and cannot apply for asylum. Some local news, couple of deadly shootings that kept police in Nashville and Brentwood busy overnight. In Nashville, police were called to the Comfort Inn on Demumbrian Street, which is right across from us here in our studios at about 1 o'clock this morning.
Who shot who? That's the question. Officers say they found a man who'd been shot in the head. He was inside one of the hotel rooms. Police found a woman who'd been shot in the parking lot. They're now trying to figure out what led up to that gunfire.
And Channel 4's Holly Thompson there. Around the same time in Brentwood, a man was shot dead at the Brentwood apartment homes.
Police say a man let another man into his apartment. There was some sort of altercation, and one of the men was shot and killed. Police say they are not searching for any suspects.
That's Channel 4's Marius Payton. More on these shootings as we learn new information that comes into the newsroom. Surging energy prices driving rising inflation last month, but economists weren't surprised by any of it.
The government's favorite measure of inflation was up 0.4% from April to May and 4.1% above May of 2025. Take out the volatile food and energy components, and the PCE showed a more modest increase month to month and year to year. Wall Street's investors feared that inflation would be worse, so the major stock indexes went into today's trading on a high note. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Analysts saying the worst of the inflation spike may be over now that energy prices are on the way down. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Joan Jones, WTN News.
It's 10:06 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. My name is Chris Hand. The show is brought to you by our friends at Better Water LLC. Water filtration systems, water softeners, betterwater.com. One of the big stories globally these past couple of weeks has been the Rupert Lowe rape gang inquiry in London. We do have an official announcement, a government-established independent inquiry into the Muslim child rape grooming gangs will begin its investigation with Bradford, Oldham, and London, despite long-standing denials from one Mayor Sadiq Khan in London that the British capital was impacted by the scandal. It's a government-established independent inquiry. I don't know how much we're going to learn, what kind of accountability we're going to see. We do know that Keir Starmer is officially out. He has a bit of a timeline for his departure. He announced his resignation about 3 days ago, but he's going to remain the leader until a new Labor leader is elected. Nominations for the Labor leadership contest open on July 9th. President Trump was talking about this with Secretary General Mark Rutte, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, yesterday inside the Oval Office. And there's already rumblings about who's going to replace Keir Starmer, and the potential new prime minister is a guy by the name of Andy Burnham. And President Trump, well, he thinks that the guy's woke trash.
Well, thank you, Glenn from GB News. You mentioned that our Prime Minister has got one foot out the door, the new guy's coming in, Andy Burnham. What do you know about him, Mr. President, and what does he need to do to improve the relationship between
know about who?
the new incoming Prime Minister, Andy Burnham?
I don't know anything. I see that he was, I guess, the mayor of a town. I hear he's extremely liberal.
So are they getting the equivalent of Mayor Pete? Is their new prime minister going to be essentially the British version of Pete Buttigieg, where the highest office that you've really held before running for president or prime minister was mayor? Is that what we're doing? I don't know. I don't know much about the guy.
Extremely. So that means he probably won't open up the North Sea. You know, I gave Keir Starmer some pretty good advice. I said, open up the North Sea. Go to Aberdeen, which was the hottest city in the whole continent. It was the oil city. It was the oil of Europe. And they closed everything. It was terrible. I saw it before my eyes, and I couldn't believe it. The North Sea is loaded. I have had every oil company come to see me. Sir, could you give us access to the UK? We would do anything to drill in the North Sea. And they haven't even found what's there. The amazing thing is they buy their oil from Norway, which gets the oil from the North Sea. Think of it. And they pay a big premium. Norway's got now $2 trillion in the bank, and UK is dying. So they should open up the North Sea. It's an easy one. And a lot of good things are going to happen. It's among the greatest fields in the world.
He's constantly criticized Britain, Keir Starmer, for the energy stuff and the immigration stuff. He was asked if he would want to be the first person to visit the new prime minister, and he had such a perfect answer. And I wish he had just kept it short. They said, "Would you like to be the first person on his list to visit the country?" This new liberal prime minister.
We're with you enough. I just want to say one thing.
Oh, hang on one second. Sorry, wrong piece of audio. This one right here. I got a lot of tabs.
A new Prime Minister will be installed in a matter of weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. Would you want to be the first person on his list to visit globally?
No.
I wish you just... No, I don't know. He should have just ended it there.
But I think we're probably of a different persuasion. He's very liberal. But, I got along well with Starmer. I disagreed with Starmer. I said, you have two problems, immigration and energy. And crime, too, by the way. Crime. You have a terrible mayor of London, by the way. I don't want to cause any problems, but your mayor of London is grossly incompetent, a bad person, and a horrible representative for your country.
He's absolutely right. You have two problems. It's energy, it's immigration. The immigration is causing a lot of the crime. Sadiq Khan is a terrible representative for the country. He went on to say, but you have a crime problem, you have an immigration problem. The immigration problem helps cause the crime, by the way. And it goes right back into the rape gang inquiry that we've seen. Now, again, Sadiq Khan said there was no issue. And at the same time, according to the rape gang inquiry, the mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, had information on his desk that said the migrants were raping the white British girls, and he did absolutely nothing except hide it and lie about it. So when they say that they're launching a government independent inquiry into the raping of the young white British girls, I do take it with a grain of salt, and I don't necessarily think that anything is going to happen. In fact, my fear here with our friends over in England is that this stepping down of Keir Starmer is essentially going to be like, we did it, and they're going to wash their hands of this whole thing. They say the statutory inquiry, this is Breitbart reporting, which was launched last year in the wake of a report by Baroness Louise Casey that forced the left-wing Labour Party government to finally admit there was clear evidence that Pakistani Muslims were vastly overrepresented in grooming gang sexual abuse of young white working-class girls, which, according to the reports, it was like 87 to 95% of the rapes committed in Britain of these young white British girls were Pakistani Muslims. So when they say vastly overrepresented, they mean the overwhelming majority. The overwhelming majority of rapes done in England were by Pakistani Muslims, the same ones that they welcomed in to their country to invade both culturally and physically. The report also reiterated accusations that local officials, including social workers, healthcare officials, police officers, school employees, they didn't just ignore victims, they criminalized victims because they didn't want to be called racist. They didn't want to stoke ethnic tensions. And it's like, guys, now Europe is a tinderbox. It's an absolute tinderbox. You could have handled this a long time ago. Now, while Prime Minister he got knighted, Sir Keir Starmer initially cast those calling for an independent inquiry as doing the bidding of the so-called far right, public pressure and the Casey report forced him to capitulate. Critically, unlike past investigations or the recent review by Restore Britain leader Rupert Lowe, the government's inquiry will have statutory powers, enabling it to compel witnesses to testify and to force the release of documents. Again, we'll see what happens. I pray that we see a revolution, if you will, a renaissance of truth in Britain. I'm not going to hold my breath, though. They say the inquiry, which will be led by former Children's Commissioner for England, Baroness Anne Longfield, said on Wednesday that it will be its investigations with Bradford, Oldham, and London. The investigation will also review if changes were successfully implemented following past reviews in areas including Oxford and Rotherham, the BBC reported. The investigation may put the spotlight on the administration of London Mayor Sadiq Khan, who has consistently maintained that the city he runs does not have a grooming gang issue. Metropolitan Police Commissioner Sir Mark Rowley also initially claimed that Scotland Yard had not seen such groups in London, before later admitting this was unlikely to be the case. Indeed, an investigation from the Express newspaper last year said it found at least 6 criminal cases in the capital with elements that would indicate grooming gang activity, including a 15-year-old girl being plied with drugs and alcohol before being raped at a London hotel by several men. The inquiry said on Wednesday that London had one of the highest rates of child sexual exploitation in Britain, but it represents a significant challenge to investigators, given that as a capital city, it has widespread links across the country and includes many smaller towns within its greater metro area. They say a London investigation will help the inquiry understand how grooming gangs were identified and responded to across multiple organizations and overlapping local, regional, and national systems, and where children were not protected. Spoiler alert, that's pretty much everywhere. Just pretty much everywhere. Meanwhile, Bradford and Oldham have long been areas linked to grooming gang activity. Fiona Goddard, a survivor of Pakistani Muslim grooming gangs in Bradford, who quit the inquiry's victims panel last year over concerns it was elevating police and social workers to leadership positions, said on Wednesday, "It's been a long road, but we are here finally." Commenting on the announcement, Robbie Moore, the MP for Cayley and Ilkley in Bradford, said that for many years, local politicians and police officers in the city had repeatedly rejected our calls for an inquiry. He said, "It was my firm view that these refusals mirrored the same patterns of denial seen in towns like Rotherham and Telford. Decades of abuse were hidden in plain sight until independent inquiries finally forced the truth into the open. It was deeply frustrating, but nevertheless welcome that it was only once a national inquiry was recommended by Baroness Casey in June of 2025, supported by the Home Secretary, that these same local leaders changed their position and supported our calls. Whilst no inquiry can undo the pain and suffering they have endured, it can help ensure the truth is uncovered and that those who were failed finally receive the answers that they have spent years fighting for. I mean, this stuff is just crazy. They were systematically abused, and then they were systematically silenced by the people in power. And I don't think Keir Starmer stepping down is going to cover it. I think people like Keir Starmer and London's Mayor Sadiq Khan and all of these police officers and social workers and healthcare officers and officials that shut all this down, they need to be taken into account too. And I think one of the only ways that you can do that is with silver bracelets. Now, I would say I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I do feel like there might be a chance, given the fact that Prince Andrew, he had to deal with some accountability when it came to the Epstein stuff. Maybe we'll see some accountability in England, but either way you slice it, the country is absolutely fallen. It's gross what's happening over there. I do advocate for a reverse revolution. Let's colonize Britain, recolonize Britain. Let's save them. That would be a war I would support. Do you think we'd have to institute a draft for that, or do you think people would sign up? I think people would sign up. How many Brits do you think would cross over and enlist for an American empire that took over the United Kingdom? I think a lot. There was a lot of conversation inside the Oval Office yesterday. I think one of the big things that President Trump talked about was how he's getting a lot of victories. You know, we talk about the president's endorsement power, but it's not just in America. The endorsement power has essentially gone global. We've had some big wins after endorsements for presidential candidates in Poland and Colombia, and Trump did take a bit of a victory lap on this.
By the way, many people that I endorsed outside of the United States won. You know that, right? Do you know we had a big win yesterday with Colombia, a favorite place of Marco. Marco loves Colombia. But no, I endorsed a man who was, and he won. But the same thing in Poland. He was number 10. I endorsed him. I didn't like the man that was the president at all. And I endorsed him. He was a fighter, a big fighter, a good fighter. And I endorsed him. He came from 10th place and he won. And they say it was the biggest upset in Europe in 50 years for a major election. And you know what? He's going to be a great president of Poland. Mr. President, but we have many people, South America. But we just the other day, we endorsed somebody, that El Tigre. They call him El Tigre because he's tough. He's another fighter. I like fighters again.
But it's important to point out that Trump, his endorsement power is weighing pretty heavy. And you can also look at some of the decisions that this administration has made and extrapolate that out and ask yourself, oh, is this because of this? And I say that because there have been 7 Latin American elections since USAID was defunded, and Wokeness pointed this out on X. And since USAID has been defunded, Chile had a far-right politician win, cast. Bolivia, they had a far-right politician, Paz, win. Peru had a far-right politician, Fujimori, win. Ecuador had a far-right politician win. Honduras had a far-right politician win. Costa Rica had a far-right politician win. And then recently, Colombia. Colombia had a far-right politician win as well. Wasn't the Colombian leader talking a bunch of trash too? Petro? Was it Petro Gustavo?
Something like that.
I'm pretty sure I nailed it. Pretty sure.
On the money.
He was doing the old Nicolas Maduro thing. Like, I'm right here, come and get me. He's like, well, I'll just endorse your opponent. I could use the discombobulator, or I could use my endorsement power. Equally effective. Colombia is a mess. I don't know. All of Latin America is pretty much a mess. Very few.
Would you consider Trump's endorsement a prosperity nuke?
I think you could make the argument. There is data to support that.
I was like, the numbers are there.
But it's like the thing about the prosperity nuke data is we've had decades of this to really support it. So we won't know if his endorsement reaches prosperity nuke levels for another 30 or 40 years.
True.
That'd be pretty cool if it did, though.
Have we had any big endorsements since 2016?
I don't know, man. I'd have to go
it's
back.
a decade.
I'd have to go back and dig into the data.
We'll dig in the data.
I mean, hey, a lot of these countries are doing better. Javier Milei. What's the other guy? The other guy that's all about busting up corrupt judges and arresting them.
Oh, yeah.
You know the one I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about.
Everybody knows who I'm talking about. He's got the slick back hair.
You know.
You know the guy. What's his name?
Not Andrew Ferguson.
No, it's not Andrew Ferguson. I DM'd him, Andrew Ferguson on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah. I said, dude, got to get you on the show.
Please.
Said, you're incredibly based, and I won't forget your name anymore.
Never.
I promised.
It's drilled into my mind now.
There's no way I can forget. We got a lot to talk about. It's 10:22. Hang out with us. This is Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, what's up? It's Chris Sand here from my friends at the Wellness Institute of Nashville. I'm constantly singing Dr. Mitchell's praises because you got to give the guys flowers when they deserve it. Mitch deserves these flowers. He has designed the incredible Medical Bay 1. Picture this. You're relaxing in what feels like an Artemis medical spaceship while it massages you, hits you with full-body red and near-infrared lasers, and uses photon wavelengths to stimulate your stem cells and regenerate tissue. Your cells light up because that's how God made them to work. About half your visit is going to be just soaking up that next-level healing. The other half, well, it's their powerful non-surgical spinal decompression. What you're not going to find, a guy pushing surgery, pushing opioids, or pushing painful injections. That's not their style. Right now, you can get the Epic Spinal Special, $33 off each visit. Epic Healing is a click or a call away. You go to painisbad.com. That's painisbad.com. Or call 615-246-5009. 615-246-5009. A lot of summer left. How about you enjoy it pain-free? Painisbad.com.
A couple of immigration wins for the Trump administration and a lawsuit dropped over the 2020 elections. That's what's coming up here at 10:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
That's Joan Jones in the newsroom. Headlines on the way in less than 5 minutes here on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. My name is Chris Hand. The show is brought to you by Better Water LLC. Bukele. It was Nayib Bukele in El Salvador. This is why we need the vast staff. Can't do it on my own. I can't. I could picture him. I think he's one of the more dapper looking Latin American leaders. I would have been able to remember CCOT, the prison where we wanted to send the Maryland man.
True.
You know? I would have remembered all of that.
You're better at places, not people.
I don't know why I was blanking on his name. Like, I really like Nayib Bukele.
You do. You've talked about him many a time.
We were talking about England a moment ago, too. And 1881 texted in and said, where is King Charles in all of this? Dude, honestly.
Being a statue like the Lincoln Memorial.
Like, could you imagine? Imagine if you were the king of England and you're watching these people ruin your country and trash your history. I'd be like, hey guys, we're taking it back. Sorry. The parliament thing, not working out.
Not a fan of the prime minister whole thing.
No, right? If I was the king.
Look at me.
I'm the king now. If I had a scepter and a crown of jewels, I'd wield that scepter. Do you wield a scepter? I feel like you would wield the scepter.
You could definitely wield a scepter.
I feel like you would wield it.
Yeah.
How much would the Brits love the king if he did that?
Can he do it?
Can he do it?
I don't know.
Wouldn't he be able to be like, hey, military, you're back under my control?
I don't know. I feel like they've written laws into place that go, no more.
I don't know how British politics work.
I don't either.
But I feel like if you're the king, you could make some things happen if you weren't soft.
Yeah.
But I think the king is pretty soft. SAWFT. Soft? Soft. I mean, I don't know. I would do king stuff. I feel like that would be the best. That would be the best.
Is this Chris Hand proponing violence again?
Just
saying.
I think mass deportations are a moderate solution.
Okay.
In all of the West. Recolonize Britain. Reverse revolution.
I could throw some more tea.
Dude. I just think it would be based. That'd be a conflict I could get behind.
It'd be interesting.
I would definitely help out England. I would definitely help out Ireland. And then from there, I'm like, France, you're left to your own devices.
They'll throw up a white flag anyways.
10:30, Super Talk, 99.7 WTN.
I'm Joan Jones with your top stories. In a 6-3 vote handed down earlier this morning, the Supreme Court has ruled that asylum seekers standing in Mexico, where President Trump has ordered they remain, have not arrived in the U.S. under immigration law, meaning they aren't entitled to inspection or allowed to apply for asylum until they actually cross the border. Here's Elliot Williams, a court analyst at CNN.
One of the lines is, in ordinary speech, no one would say that a person arrives in a place before a person enters that place. And so ultimately, the administration, the justices are hinging on this idea of landing in the United States, stepping foot in the United States is a prerequisite to applying for asylum.
Now, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, in her dissent, said this policy is the catalyst for people who try to sneak into the U.S. The Supreme Court has also given a win to concealed carry permit holders in Hawaii.
The 6-3 decision strikes down Hawaii's law banning concealed carry on private property that's open to the public unless the property owner gives the permit holder express permission to carry. Writing for the court's conservative majority, Justice Samuel Alito said the state law violates the Second and 14th Amendment rights of gun owners by prohibiting them from carrying their weapons in places they go in daily life, such as gas stations, convenience stores, and restaurants. The court's 3 liberals dissented.
ABC Stephen Portnoy. Dominion Voting Systems dropping its $1.3 billion defamation lawsuit against Mike Lindell and MyPillow over claims that the 2020 election was rigged and stolen. Since then, Dominion ownership has changed hands. It's now owned by Liberty Vote, which was founded by a former Republican elections director. That is the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Joan Jones, WTN News.
Hey, what's up? It's Chris Hand here from my friends at the Glock store. Now, do you know that the Glock store is not really a store? It's really a retail showroom of Glockstore.com. And at Glockstore.com, there are well over 10,000 items for sale. That's why shop online, pickup in store option is so popular, especially during their big site-wide sales on major holidays. They got incredible deals, and they're organized by category, price, and appropriate Glock models, which makes it so easy to find exactly what you want and what you need. Then at checkout, you select the free pickup in-store option, and in 48 hours or less, they'll call you to let you know it's ready to pick up at your convenience. Now, here's a hint to maximize your Glock store time. Unless you really need your items right away, why not make an appointment for a Shoot 270 range session at shoot270.com and then pick up your order after the session? A huge selection of great products at great prices and a free pickup in-store option. That is a win-win-win in my book. Glock Store's retail showroom and the Shoot 270 indoor training facility, minutes from the airport, worth the drive from anywhere, always open online. Glockstore.com. Thirty-six minutes past the hour on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, how are you? My name is Chris Hand. The show is brought to you by Better Water LLC. You can listen to us on all the apps, the FM dial, YouTube, and Rumble if you want to watch the show. You can find me on all the social media things. Really, I mean, if I'm being honest, it's Twitter and it's Instagram, at Chris Hand on Air. Those are the big ones. I actually just got a tweet from our boy Steve. You know what Steve tweeted at me? He said, about to mow the lawn and listen to the at Chris Hand on Air show.
Let's go.
Anecdotally speaking, number one show for lawnmowers. If you don't believe me, fight me.
Just talk to Steve.
Let's talk to Steve. I don't make the rules. I just tell you what I'm seeing out here.
He's just based as heck.
I don't know. Maybe he's going to whack some weeds later, too.
Ooh.
I would be the number one for weed whackers as well. But we don't have that data. And we're a data-focused show.
We're working on it.
We do use a lot of anecdotal evidence. But that's kind of our favorite. It's kind of my favorite evidence.
It's a little more fun that way.
Is anecdotal evidence okay to use?
Situationally.
Anecdotally, gas prices are coming down.
True.
Did you see them on your way in this morning?
I did.
How low are they for you? Are they low enough?
Not low enough, but they're getting there.
Well, you know what then? You're on the same wavelength as the president. And you know what the president says? You like that? That was a heck of a segue. The president, don't laugh. It was good. The president says that it's ExxonMobil, it's Chevron, it's Shell, it's BP, and they have launched a DOJ investigation into these oil companies to ask the question, why is it that you're gouging consumers?
The Department of Justice to do an investigation for oil companies that you said gas prices were not coming down quick enough.
That's right.
You are concerned that there is price gouging going on, taking advantage of the prices. Sir, can you elaborate on that?
So it's ExxonMobil, it's Chevron, it's Shell, it's BP, it's a lot of them. The gasoline or the oil prices have come down so much, and we are not seeing anything at the pump by comparison to what it should be. We should be, in my opinion, at $2.25 right now at the pump. And we're higher than that. And we are doing a big investigation on it. Yeah, they're not reducing the prices commensurate with what's happening. Look, we are sending out, think of it, 19 million barrels came out yesterday. That is a flood. That's like a gusher. That's an oil gusher. And they should be much lower, the gasoline prices, which really is what people see more than anything else, but for their car. But the gasoline prices should be much lower at the pump. And the oil companies are possibly gouging. I hope they're not, otherwise they're going to be in big trouble. They're going to be in big trouble. We're not going to play games.
So they're looking into it. This is what we know. They say it shows a new level of Trump's frustration with prices at the pump, and it introduces a new wild card for oil companies, depending on what the Justice Department decides to do with the president's overnight Truth Social post. This is from Axios yesterday. So they say that the investigation is ongoing. They said, I've instructed the DOJ to immediately start looking into this. Gasoline prices better start going down a lot faster than I'm seeing. Now, we're going to see some leftists lose their mind over this because, of course, orange man bad, right? Anything Trump does, it's got to be met with instant pushback, instant debate, and yelling from the left. How dare you investigate the benevolent oil companies? They're just trying to feed their families. But I think it's important to point out regulators in the Clinton, Bush, Obama, and Biden years all conducted various types of inquiries, reports Axios. They say probes going back decades have failed to turn up anti-competitive behavior in the retail fuel markets outside of isolated local examples. But in the short term, even when oil prices fall, gas stations are working through higher cost inventory they bought when prices were higher. It's one of the reasons why market watchers point out the rockets and feathers dynamic, which we've said. Up like a rocket, down like a feather. Retail fuel costs shoot up when oil prices do, but they decline slowly, even when crude falls sharply. But it has fallen sharply it reached, what was the average? 456 in May. 456. I mean, it was just under 3 before the war began in late February, and we're going to see it come back down to earth. That's a good thing. Are we going to see it fall below the national average before the war? President Trump seems to think so. He may or may not be correct, but we are seeing the prices come down fast. U.S. gas prices are now projected to drop to $3 a gallon before the end of 2026. This is from Overton on X. CNBC was talking about the gas prices as well. National average has already fallen to $3.93, down from $4.52 a month ago. Diesel has dropped below $5 nationally for the first time since the start of the Iran conflict. And this all comes on the heels of Trump publicly accusing the oil companies of gouging the consumers and the prices. This is CNBC talking about it. And if you look at the poly market betting odds, Kalshi, they're saying that they predicted to be down below $3 before the end of the year.
AAA says the gallon of gas averaging $3.93 today across the United States, unless you're lucky enough to live in California. That's down from $4.52 just a month ago.
And actually this morning, I don't know if we can look at diesel prices this morning. Diesel this morning fell below $5 a gallon for the first time since the war kicked off. So I think you can watch that pretty closely, too.
Now, I mean, all of this comes on the heels of high inflation. And like, we got to call balls and strikes here. There is high inflation in this country, and it's because of the oil prices. It's just the way it is. Gasoline pushes inflation to 3-year high. This is from Breitbart. Higher gasoline prices pushed the Federal Reserve's favored inflation index up in May at the fastest pace in 3 years. Data from the Department of Commerce showed on Thursday. The personal consumption expenditures price index climbed 4.1% last month from a year earlier, the largest year-over-year price increase since April of 2023. Compared with the prior month, prices rose 0.4%. Excluding food and energy, so-called core prices were up 3.4% from a year earlier. Core prices rose 0.3% from April. Both headline and core figures were in line with expectations. Gasoline prices rose 6.5% in May. That followed a 5.5% increase in April and a 20.9% increase in March. Durable goods, those prices were flat in May, anchored by falling prices for autos, household, furniture, and appliances. Clothing and footwear prices are flat. Grocery prices rose just 0.1%. Service prices climbed 0.5%. Transportation prices rose 0.8%. Housing prices climbed 0.3%. And healthcare services rose 0.4%. Financial services and insurance prices 1.2%. Largely reflecting gains in the stock market. Despite the higher prices, though, consumer spending rose sharply. Household expenditures rose 0.7% from a month earlier, or 0.3% after adjusting for inflation. Personal incomes also rose 0.7% in May before inflation adjustment and 0.3% adjusted for higher prices. In a separate report, the government said the U.S. economy grew at an annualized 2.1% pace in the first quarter, a significant upgrade from the prior estimate of 1.6%. Economists had expected that estimate to remain unchanged. Now, I know I rattled off a lot of numbers. If you don't know what they all mean, I'm kind of with you. So, things are expensive. Things got more expensive. I think that's the easiest way to break all that down. Things were expensive, and they got a little bit more expensive. Gas prices are coming down, though, and especially that cost of diesel. That's clutch because nothing's going to ripple through the economy faster than energy and oil. It's just the reality of the situation. So let's pray that we see these prices come back to earth very, very quickly. At the very least, can we get them down before the fall and before the midterms, so that way Americans are feeling a lot better? That would help us. It just would. I do feel a little guilty, though. We got Tony in Montreal hanging on the line. He wants to talk about the king taking over England. But when I'm talking about gas prices here, I do feel a little guilty because I know our friends to the north in America's Hat in Canada, they're paying by the liter. So you guys are paying what, like $6 a gallon, essentially?
Yeah. Am I on right now?
Yeah. What's up?
Sorry,
What's up, Tony?
Yeah. We're basically paying by the liter. It's up to about
right now in Quebec, where I live in Montreal, it's about $1.70. So it comes out to close to $9 Canadian a gallon, and we were up to $10.50 during the blockade. And if you go to Ontario, they're about 30 cents cheaper per liter because the Conservative government there wants no taxes on the gas. But basically, I'd say 90% of that is taxes in different forms. But,
I mean, and we kind of see that in America too, where it's like the gas is going to be higher in California than it is in Tennessee. I mean, even as simple as like one state over, we go to Virginia a lot because my wife has family out there, and we'll cross that state line, and it's like, whoa, gas is way higher. Like we've made it a point to fill up before we leave Tennessee because of how much more it is in Virginia.
Well, you guys are going to freak out here in Canada. Diesel fuel in the city of Montreal is $2.50 a liter. $2.50 a liter. So to fill F-150 100, it cost my son $250.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. So every time, like when I hear Americans complain, like at $3 a gallon, we're at $10 a gallon. Even if it's Canadian money, who cares? It's still that $10 Canadian is about $7.5, almost $8 American that we would have to pay. But the issue on gas is exactly what you have been talking about with Starmer and England and Trump. We produce 4.1 million barrels per day in Alberta. Okay?
Yeah.
That's a lot of oil. And we have enough oil reserves in Alberta where it's called sweet or sour crude, okay, because I don't know the difference, but there's a different way of producing it because it's in tar sands. That oil is worth 150 years of ability to get out of the ground. So we can go another 150 years at that production line. But that doesn't end there. We have, off the coast of Newfoundland, we have 3 oil fields equal to the North Sea. So you guys in America, you should understand, your friend to the north, we're the richest mineral country in the world. And we're not your opponents, we're your friends. We don't want to sell that oil to the communist Chinese. We don't want to sell it to Russia. We certainly don't want to sell it to Islamofascist countries like India and Pakistan, etc. We're opposed to that, okay? We want to be in a symbiotic relationship with a great country that has the same view on life as we have and you have. The only problem is when I spoke to Mason on the line today, the question that you're talking about in responsible government, parliamentary responsible government means the king or the person who is queen is the leader of that parliament. That was the deal they brokered when the British decided to have parliamentary responsible government. We're responsible to the king. So the King of England is the head of the British Parliament. In Canada, the Governor General, who is the representative of the Queen, appointed by the leading party, we have to, if we want to dissolve our government for whatever reason, let's say the elected Liberal Party wants to dissolve, they have to go on their hands and knees to see the Governor General and beg her permission to dissolve Parliament. And she has the right to refuse. She has never done so because it's a democratic country.
Right.
But the issue is that we're not a free and democratic country. We're not a Republican constitutional country like yours. We're a responsible government. And that's why you have the problems of the Starmers and the Sadiq Khans. These are the bootlicker SS Islamofascists. They are misogynists. They allowed these rape gangs to rape over 250,000 British women.
Yep.
It's an insanity. It's insanity.
And young girls, 250,000 young girls.
And they don't, like the King of England should be on his stool, yelling and screaming on his throne that this is unacceptable in a democracy.
That's where I'm at. I don't know why he hasn't just said, men of Britain, it's time to take our country back.
Well, I'll tell you this. He's paid by, in my opinion, he's paid by Soros, Qatar, and Singham. He's a very rich person, but he loves money. And he is the head of the... look, he refused to do an Easter declaration, and he's the head of the Anglican Church. Remember, the king or the reigning monarch in that country, whether it's a woman or a man, is the head of the Anglican Church. You should be able to do a Christmas speech, which the Queen did all the time, and you should do an Easter speech. He refused.
But when you say he's paid by these people, I mean, like,
I believe that.
Okay, but how much money would be enough? Like, why do you need to get paid by people if you're the King of England?
First of all, he's one of the rich. I think they say he's the richest man on the planet, okay, because of his holdings. But, you know, it's like one thing. When you meet people that are super rich, they love money. They can never be rich enough. And as far as I'm concerned, he has converted, in my opinion, to Islam. He's the head of the Islam Museum in London. He is always advocating for Islam. He's always giving excuses for Islam. His son is a duplicate of him. I'm embarrassed by both of them because, you know, I'm a Christian person. I'm a Catholic. I believe in Christianity. And if you look at Ireland, you are right 100%. Sinn Féin, the IRA, the Protestants and the Catholics have shaken hands. They have made peace. And they say they do not want this invasion in their country. And I'll tell you one thing. When that individual tried to chop off the head of that man in a wheelchair that was disabled, and he was actually helping those people. They were living in his house. They blinded this guy so he cannot speak. They're not here. Now he's blinded. The IRA, the Sinn Féin, and the Orangemen went nuts. They went and burned half of Belfast.
Well, and here's the crazy thing about Ireland, and you can look at certain Eastern European countries and see how they're inoculated from this as well. It's because these countries of white people have been persecuted, like legitimately persecuted. The Irish have been legitimately persecuted, and they remember that. Whereas you look at other countries, whether it's Britain or France or Germany or Canada, and it's like they don't have that same history. They don't know what that's like. So they're more willing to fight back in the Eastern European nations and in Ireland in particular.
Well, your point is 100. I'll say this, okay? Poland with Dominic Tarzi, he believes that Poland was denigrated, subjugated by multiplicity of countries, Russia, communism, and Hungary. Look, Hungary in 2016 cut off all welfare to the invaders. They cut it off. They dropped the amount of invaders coming in their country by 98%. When are we going to wake up? Canada cut off all of this. Look, we just sent $25 billion to the Ukraine. We sent $165 million to Somalia that doesn't even have a country, and we sent $37 million to Lebanon 3 weeks ago, and they don't have a country.
And when did you guys vote for that?
We never voted for that. And by the way, your country sent $175 billion to the Ukraine.
I know. I'm not in an ivory tower. We're doing the exact same thing. You're 100% right.
But just think about what we could do with that money to save our own people, the homeless, the people that don't have proper Medicare,
our veterans.
Come on, man. You know, the veterans. The veterans in the United States and Canada that fought in Afghanistan, every one of those guys should get a home paid for by the government before you send $175 billion to the Ukraine. Okay, I feel sorry for them, but guess what? They developed a drone warfare that's far superior than F-16s. They had a whole army surrender. The Russian army surrendered to their drones rather than get killed. Guess what? Let them figure out their own problems. Okay, I'm Italian and my mother's Ukrainian. Yes, I feel sorry for them, but guess what? Stand for yourself like the IRA. Stand like the Irish. If you want to save your country like the Irish and the Orange, they're standing together. Why not the Americans? Why do you have 1,000-acre Sharia enclave in Dallas?
Yep.
We have the same thing north of Edmonton, man.
Or Dearborn, Michigan. I mean, we can go down the list. You're not wrong.
This is an invasion, man. We want a Christian country, Judeo-Christian. That means Christian has no gender, has no color. It means that you all believe in God, period. The Christ that believes in peace, not Islam, which means submit. And they want to kill us because we're infidels. Listen, if you're not happy in our country, Canada, United States, go home, man. Go back to your country where you're burning crosses. Here in our country, okay, be honest, okay? When you support Hamas, don't say we support Palestine. Just say you hate Jews, okay? Because that's what it is. As Jerry Seinfeld says, be honest.
Yep.
Be honest, as at least the KK say they don't like certain types of people. Be honest. If you're for Hamas and you believe free Palestine, just say you hate Jews. Just say you want to eliminate Israel. You want to kill them, and not. You are the genocidalist. Look, I advocate for peace, not for war.
I'm with
but
you,
when
Tony.
You come into our, when you come into our country and you destroy our country, you start praying in our streets in Montreal and Toronto, blocking traffic, laughing at us. Using in England, if someone opposes that, Starmer arrests you. Come on, man. We are absolutely upside down in that, Chris.
You're not wrong, Tony, and I got to leave it there, man. I appreciate you calling in, as always. Hey, it is Chris Hand here for my friend Aaron Parker over at Parker Safes and Vaults. They're our veteran-owned, family-run safe and vault door business right here in Middle Tennessee. A lot of us want a safe, but we got some questions. Which safe do we get? We got to figure out where to buy it, where to put it, how to get it installed. Parker Safes and Vaults answering all of those questions for you. Aaron has his showroom in Shelbyville, but you can find him online at parkersafes.com. You can find a detailed video review of every safe that they have in stock on their YouTube page. Just search Parker Safes. And then Aaron and his sons will offer advice on the best place to put it. They'll deliver it, and they'll carefully install it themselves. They got great deals happening right now. Plenty of safes in stock. Not big box store cabinets. They can be tipped over and pried open by a teenager. Real safes from brands like American Security, Liberty, Heyman, Rhino, and more. Don't put it off any longer. Call Aaron Parker today. 931-842-6445. That's 931-842-6445. It's Parker Safes and Vaults in Shelbyville. You mentioned the Chris Hand Show when you buy a safe. You'll get a free pistol safe while supplies last. ParkerSafes.com.
It is 11 a.m. I'm Jay Harper with your top stories. We will get that weather forecast to you here in just a little bit. The Supreme Court has issued rulings on two major immigration issues. In one, the High Court cleared the way for the Trump administration to cancel temporary protective status for Syrians and Haitians living in the U.S. In another ruling, the Supreme Court is allowing the Trump administration to turn away asylum seekers at the U.S.-Mexico border. ABC's Devin Dwyer has more.
Federal law requires that anyone who arrives in the United States has to be given the chance to apply for asylum and in many cases then ultimately stay in the United States for a short time. But the Supreme Court said today if you show up at the doorstep of these ports of entry, you have not arrived in the United States. And so effectively, the government can now close the door and prevent you from even having the opportunity to lodge that claim. It was a 6-3 decision.
American help is on the way to Venezuela after the deadly earthquakes there overnight. Secretary of State Marco Rubio spoke during a gathering of Middle East countries this morning in Bahrain.
We're already deploying search and rescue teams from Fairfax County, Virginia, and Los Angeles. There'll be some others we'll add. That's their most immediate need right now is search and rescue efforts.
Back on Capitol Hill, an explosive meeting on Iran when President Trump met with Republican senators yesterday. Trump reportedly calling Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy a lunatic.
Cassidy later acknowledging he lost his temper. But hours later, Cassidy changed his vote, saying after that shouting match, a meeting with Vice President J.D. Vance and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff at the White House addressed many of his concerns. Trump's Hill visit was off to a rocky start before he even got there. Just before arriving, Trump blindsided lawmakers, abruptly canceling plans to sign a major housing bill.
Back here in Nashville, a man was killed and a woman injured after a shooting at a hotel on Demumbrian Street. That's a little too close for comfort here at our WTN studios. This literally happening across the road from us. Officers were called to the Comfort Inn off I-40 and Music Circle East at about 1 o'clock this morning. According to Metro Police, they got there and found a woman outside the hotel with a gunshot wound to her leg. Then a man was found dead from a shooting inside a room at the hotel. The woman taken to a hospital with critical injuries. The investigation still going on. No additional information has been released. That is the latest news. We've got weather coming up. I'm Jay Harper, WTN News.
It's 11:07 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. My name is Chris Hand. The show is brought to you by Better Water LLC. Water filtration systems, water softeners, betterwater.com. Spent a good part of the break reading the text line. And I've got a couple observations. People love Tony. Tony from Canada is he's a fan favorite. Brian said, this guy gives me faith in Canada. Move over, Bret Hart. It literally, if you're doing a Mount Rushmore of Canadians, okay, it's Tony, it's Bret Hart, and it's Wayne Gretzky. There's only three of them.
I was about to say, if you don't put the Gretz on there,
maybe Don Cherry. Do you remember he got in trouble?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Don Cherry got in trouble because they do a thing in Canada where they wear the poppies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's in remembrance of World War II. I'm pretty sure, like 99.9%.
That sounds right.
And Don Cherry went on the Hockey Night in Canada broadcast, and he's like, these foreigners aren't wearing the poppies. And they were like, whoa, chill, bigot. And he lost his job over that.
Jeez.
I know, isn't that crazy?
That's nuts.
See, if I was doing a Mount Rushmore for Canada, it's Tony, Bret Hart, Wayne Gretzky, Don Cherry. It's actually, that would be a hell of a crew to just hang out with. Just letting you know. I'm also seeing. Somebody said Tom McDonald. Tom McDonald. I
think you're blatantly ignoring the one that the other Tony on the text line texted in.
Is Tony relatives of yours since you're Canadian?
What a good callback.
It's a good callback.
It's been a long time.
I don't know what you're talking about, eh? Miss me with that, eh? I've also another. We should do a segment once a week called Observations from the Text Line.
Oh, I'm here for it.
Okay, here's another observation I've made from the text line. This audience loves the John Rose commercial.
Oh, yeah, they adore it.
Like,
it's not annoying. It's not repetitive. It's not overblown.
Everything I hear is just like glowing approval.
Sits on top.
I also found out that I'm the number one show for delivery drivers, anecdotally. And then 9915 said, working on a TVA pipeline outside of Hartsville. I hear your show on numerous radios in the morning. So I guess you're the number one show for pipelines too. I had a feeling I was the number one show for pipelines, but now it's confirmed anecdotally. Also, Tony said the not Canadian Tony, but the one that said the one that called me a Canadian.
Yeah.
Said, love you, Chris. I'm not a hate texter. I know.
Allegedly.
Yeah. We know. It's okay. Yeah, a lot of people are, I don't know. I feel like a Mount Rushmore. World War I is for the poppies, somebody said. I knew it was. I was torn. I knew it was either World War I, World War II, or World War XI. And I wasn't sure. I knew it wasn't any of the in-betweens. But, yeah. Everybody loves the John Rose commercial.
So good.
1063 texts in. Love the Rose commercial.
And love is in all caps.
Love is in all caps. He said it's so cool.
Yeah. Not another word that starts with C.
0478 said keep running it. Yep. Sorry. I did World War II instead of World War I for the poppies. My mistake. They said
okay.
Flounders Field. Randy said the poppies are from World War I as they were growing on Flanders Fields. Flounders Fields. Somebody said Flounders. Somebody said Flanders. They were where a major battle was. So 2223 said John Rose is right. I've never heard of that place in Tennessee. 5900 said I love the Rose commercial. 6508 said the John Rose commercial isn't on enough, and it makes me want to vote for him.
It's actually undersaturated and really good.
That's what he said. Yep. So
Yeah, he said he would love to know who actually hates the commercial.
9214 actually brings up an interesting question, and I would pose it to you and call in with what you think. 615-737-9986. Who do you think is leading the governor race in Tennessee? Who do you think is leading the governor's race in Tennessee? Who is your pick for governor in Tennessee?
I know my vote.
I know and I've said it on the air, and I don't know if I'm supposed to or not. I'm going to vote for Monty Rose in the primary, and then I'll support Monty Fritz. Did I say Monty Rose?
You said Monty Rose. I was like, whoa, hold on.
I'm gonna vote for Monty Fritz in the primary, and then when it comes to the general, I'm going to vote for the Republican because that's what we do. But I'd love to get a temperature take from the audience. What do you guys think? Rose, Blackburn, Fritz. If you look at the polling, Blackburn is way out in front. But I'm curious. Who do you like? A lot of people on the text line like Fritz. A lot of people on the text line like Blackburn. And we get a lot of we're getting a lot of texts in just lightning fast. Robert loves the John Rose commercial. He also wanted to know how long am I going to be filling in for the Joan Jones show. I don't know. As long as she'll let me. A lot of people are saying that they're voting for Monty Fritz. Monica said, "Def voting for Fritz. Monty Fritz is not getting enough airtime, in my opinion. Monty Fritz is allowed on the show whenever he would like to be on the show. John Rose is allowed on the show whenever he would like to be on the show. Marsha Blackburn is allowed to be on the show whenever she'd like to be on the show. The one thing I ask for our governor's candidates, though, is that they be willing to answer questions from the Tennesseans that listen to Super Talk 99.7 WTN when they're on the air with us. I think that a lot of times you guys have better questions than I could come up with, and I want to ask your questions directly. So who do you like in the governor's race? We're getting, do a YouTube poll. That's a good idea. 7287 said do a YouTube poll. I mean, to be fair, the YouTube audience is smaller than the radio listening audience. So I don't know if it's the right poll. But 2345 said Chris Hand for governor. Changed my mind. I'm not running for governor. So that would be a wasted vote. I'm not running for political office. I would never. I would never. I don't know. If I'm looking at the text line, it seems like it's, I would say 50% Monty, 25-25 on Blackburn and Rose. Tommy said, did you see where Phil Williams went after Fritz? He definitely has my vote now. They don't go after people that aren't threats. Let's go to our friend Brian on the road. Who do you like for governor?
I like Monty Fritz, of course. I think a lot of your people like him because we're all common sense Trumpers. I mean, he just makes so much sense. I wish he had the money Blackburn does, but I think she's going to win. Hey, I got a bone to pick with Tony in Canada.
Tell me what do you got?
He complained about all the economic problems they have. First off, they need to get real and do gallons. Forget liters. They've changed our drinking, so I don't like the metric system at all. Never have.
Based.
And if he sounds like he probably has the means? Why don't he get the hell out of there?
I don't know, man.
I don't.
I do the same thing with my friends that are like in California. You know, it's just why wouldn't you leave? I mean,
if they have the means, it's easy for us to say sitting here when we're settled, and I'm from here all my life. You've made a good life here, I hope, and you like it. But
I love it.
You know, more people need to do that, and I think he's so smart. He probably ought to come down here to Tennessee and run for governor.
I mean, I think it would go back a bit. Like when I ask my friends in New York or California, they're like family. It all comes back to family, and you can't really argue with that.
No. 100%. That's why I stay here. It's why I've never left here for a job, even though some of those paid better. Didn't matter to me. It was my living, quality of life, all that. My children, my grandchildren, all that. But you're right. But I'm from Monty Fritz. I had a bone to pick for Tony, and you let me. But I got one question for you. About a while ago, you said something about you're not that good at math, but you used the word extrapolate earlier. I don't know if you remember, but dude, that's a big word for a non-mather.
I remember big words. I'm not good with numbers. I appreciate you though. Let's go to our friend Bobby. Bobby, who do you like for governor?
Hey, Chris, I'm pulling for Matt, brother, but like you say, he's not getting the airtime he needs. But
You said Monty. You're pulling for Monty.
Yeah, I'm pulling. I don't know why I said Matt. I'm thinking about another Matt. But anyway, excuse me for that. But hey, if it comes down to it, I guess I'll have to pull for Marshall, brother. So that's my take, man.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Monty's been on with. I'm pretty sure he's been on with Murphy. I know he was on with Dan. He announced on my show. He knows he has a green light whenever he wants to come on, and same to John Rose, who I think Rose announced on Murphy's show, and then Blackburn. We all knew she was running. She didn't really even need to announce, right? Said, did she ever officially announce, or she just like, yeah, no, it's the cat's out of the bag now. Dwayne in Hohenwald, who do you like for governor?
I think. What's the lady's name? It's Senator
Marsha Blackburn.
Oh, Marsha Blackburn. I think she's going to win in the end, but I like John Rose.
What is it about John Rose that you like?
I like his commercials. Like y'all talking about him a while ago?
Yeah.
I have to get in and out of my car. I like the commercials. I like his family. The way he talks about his family and stuff, you know.
I mean, and listen, there is no doubt that John Rose loves his family. He's got two boys, great wife, and he seems like an awesome dad. Not taking anything away from him. If you're looking at the three candidates, they all seem to hold very similar positions on a lot of things. I think there's a couple differentiating factors, and one that I would say is that Monty Fritz is for medical marijuana. Now, listen, to be fair, that could be a negative strike against him for a lot of people in this audience. It really could. And I'm not saying it's a positive or a negative for him. I respect that. I think that if you're a young kid dealing with cancer or seizures, or an older person dealing with seizures or cancer, you're a veteran dealing with PTSD, why on earth wouldn't we let you try? And I've posed this question to every candidate that's been on the air with me, and I said, if it was on the ballot and the people of Tennessee voted for medical marijuana and it made it to your desk, would you sign or would you veto that bill? John Rose said he would veto it. Marsha Blackburn said she would veto it. Monty Fritz is saying that he would support that. Now, I mean, there's some questions there that you got to ask. If you're going to veto a bill that people voted on, and I mean, obviously, it's all hypotheticals, but I don't know, aren't you subverting the will of the people, and who works for who? I don't know. That's just me. I like Monty Fritz. I will vote for whoever is the Republican nominee, whether it's Fritz or Rose or Blackburn in a general election, obviously. Any of these candidates would be a better choice than anything a Democrat could put up. And to be fair, the primary is the real election in the state of Tennessee. The Republican primary is the real election in the state of Tennessee. Just is what it is. People don't think it'd be like it is, but it do. 1121 Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
The guaranteed offer is the simplest, least stressful way to sell your home. You go to our website, you fill out a quick form, we set an appointment, we bring you an all-cash offer. Literally, there's no lockbox on the front of your house, there's no showings, we pay all cash, we close in as little as 21 days, stress-free. We've helped thousands of homeowners just like you sell your home the hassle-free way with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate.
Coming up at 11:30, the Supreme Court has issued some rulings on two major immigration issues. We'll fill you in. Also, rescue efforts continue in Venezuela for earthquake victims. And we'll get you the midday money news. That's coming up at 11:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
That's Jay Harper in the newsroom. My name is Chris Hand. Headlines on the way in less than 5 minutes. That Venezuela earthquake stuff was wild yesterday. It's Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Show's brought to you by Better Water LLC. I think I read this correctly. It was a 7.2 magnitude earthquake. And then what, like a minute or two later, a 7.5 magnitude earthquake. So the 7.2, that's strong enough to really like weaken and crack and hurt your foundations and weaken all these structures, if not just knock them down straight up. And then the 7.5 came through immediately following and then just wrecked absolutely everything.
You know, in California had some earthquake activity yesterday too.
I mean,
so what's going on?
It's obviously underground tunnels.
Yeah, you probably once again Chris Hand nails it.
It's
it's amazing.
It's lizard people and Elon Musk and the Boring Company.
Hey, yeah.
doing their work on the DUMBs, the deep underground military bases.
Hadn't thought of that.
Have you ever gone down that rabbit hole, Jay Harper?
No, man, hadn't gone down that one just yet. But maybe you've inspired me.
It's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds bigger than a rabbit.
It's fair.
Yeah,
a little bit
fair. So, have you done the deep? I know Mason has. Mason gave me a look like, yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, we've talked.
This is the thing. I see all of this stuff. I don't know if I believe it. The deep underground military bases, I probably believe. I probably believe that. That one I do.
I wouldn't put it past him.
I've seen the movie Venom. So.
That's your base.
That's how I'm basing this off of. Which, honestly, criminally underrated.
No.
Yes.
Bro watches one comic book movie and thinks he knows.
I've watched a lot of comic book movies.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
I do. What,
you're right. You've seen The Mask, right?
Oh my gosh, here we go.
With Jim Carrey?
Yeah, and I've seen Son of Mask.
Yeah.
So
good comic book movie.
I don't know what I've seen all the Batmans, including the one from the 1940s where the villain was Japanese, which was hilarious. Yeah. That one's pretty good. When there's it's black and white with a thin veil of racism.
Just a little bit.
I say thin veil. I mean, it was pretty overt.
It's pretty much there.
They're like, I don't know about these Japs. It's like, whoa,
Batman.
Chill, Bruce. Chill. But yeah, that one's my fave.
That's your fave?
Josh said all three Venom movies hella underrated. Thank you.
Oh.
What?
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
Dude, when in the third one where the alien takes over the horse, sick. Absolutely sick.
I've only seen that from the commercial. I haven't watched that one.
You didn't? Oh, so you're judging me. Mason watches every Star Wars movie that comes out.
Correct.
Post Lucas. And he judges me for watching Venom. You just did that to get us kicked off YouTube. I know you.
It was less than 10 seconds. We're good.
All right. You gotta chill.
Played a hotkey and I realized the slider was down. I was like, dang it.
All right. So Rhino Senator Bill Cassidy, very upset yesterday.
What happened?
He was very salty. I think he's salty because he got ousted by Trump. He says he's salty because we're not being told the truth about Iran.
So, Lauren, take us behind closed doors. What happened inside that room?
Yeah, I mean, what we have heard from sources that were in that room and Senator Bill Cassidy himself is that this was an exchange that really escalated with the president. Bill Cassidy telling our colleague Morgan Rimmer just a few moments ago that he lost his temper. Essentially, the president was asking why these 4 Republican senators would vote for this war powers vote last night. And at that point, Cassidy told our colleague Morgan Rimmer that he asked the president, is that a rhetorical question or do you want to actually know the answer. The president invited him to share why he voted the way that he did. And essentially, Cassidy berated the president for what has transpired in Iran, for not being clear with Congress about his actions in the region, and essentially arguing that until he got a more fulsome briefing of what was transpiring, he was going to continue voting the way that he was voting. Cassidy said that the president was raising his voice, and in response, he continued to raise his. He said he lost his temper, that he's not necessarily proud of that fact, but he joked it was the Irish in him. I mean, obviously, this was an extremely tense exchange. A lot of Republican senators coming out of that meeting noted that it had taken place. Some of them, Senator Tommy Tuberville, tried to downplay it to me, arguing that it was a really cordial exchange, that they were just having a difference of opinion.
Actually, Tommy Tuberville went on Fox News and he was like, President Trump spoke up and called people out. So I don't know if he was downplaying it. Again, President Trump called them out rightfully. The Senate Republicans have been dragging their feet, getting nothing done during this session of Congress, and he's right to call them out. Bill Cassidy is salty because Bill Cassidy's losing his job because Donald Trump endorsed his opponent. That's what this really boils down to. If it wasn't this stuff over Iran, it would have been something else. Bill Cassidy hates Donald Trump. So does John Thune, probably. 11:31, Super Talk, 99.7 WTN.
"31 minutes past 11 a.m. I'm Jay Harper with your top stories. A weather forecast is coming up. The Supreme Court delivering victories to the Trump administration in a pair of rulings related to immigration. ABC's Stephen Portnoy, he's got more from D.C.
In two separate immigration cases, the court split 6-3 along ideological lines, with the conservative majority rejecting the arguments of immigrant rights groups. Both opinions were written by Justice Samuel Alito, who said that would-be asylum seekers in Mexico aren't entitled to make their claims unless they actually reach the U.S. side of the border. Alito also wrote that the government can strip the temporary protected status granted to Haitians and Syrians that has allowed them to stay in the U.S.
Rescue crews, they are scrambling to find those who have been trapped in debris after two earthquakes hit areas of Venezuela. At least 164 people have died thus far. Nearly 1,000 have been hurt. Jason Wang, he's an American tourist who just got on a cable car when the quake hit.
I was about to board the cable car, so I started recording myself going in, and the whole building just started shaking. The floor under me was shaking, and then all of a sudden, everyone started panicking. We were just rushing for the door to exit the building, and none of us knew what was going on until, a few minutes afterwards, we realized we got hit with a massive earthquake.
We now turn to your midday money news with Jim Ryan.
Surging energy prices drove inflation again last month. The consumer price index for May, the Fed's favorite inflation gauge, was up 0.4% from April, but 4.1% above May of 2025. Wall Street's investors feared that inflation would be worse, so stocks actually opened higher. Going into the midday, the Dow was ahead 440 points and in record territory. The S&P was up 0.2%, but the Nasdaq was off 0.5%. Volkswagen has struck a multi-billion-dollar deal to sell its majority stake in an engine maker that it acquired 8 years ago. The automaker is selling its 51% stake in Everlens to Bain Capital. And Google is about to let more travelers get through airport security without taking out their driver's licenses. The TSA and Google are expanding a program that allows passengers to use ID information they've stored in their Google wallets to go through airport security checkpoints.
That is the latest news. Stand by for weather. I'm Jay Harper, WTN News.
It's 38 minutes past the hour on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. My name is Chris Hand. The show is brought to you by Better Water LLC. Mason's in a foul mood. He just starts shaking his head, all angry. I'm like, what's wrong?
I just heard the weather report. Next week.
It's run every hour at the end of every commercial break, and you just heard it for the first time?
No, because I just updated it.
So what's wrong?
It's triple digits next week. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Well,
I didn't listen to the weather report. I was busy dealing with the group chat.
Yeah. You guys are doing some rankings over there.
Well, the group chat has just evolved. I'm convinced that Matt Murphy and Dan Mandis are listening to my show on tape delay. Because we mentioned this, what was it, like 30 minutes ago? I was talking about the Mount Rushmore of Canadians.
Yeah.
And I said, obviously, it's Tony from Montreal who calls in.
True.
Obviously. Wayne Gretzky, Don Cherry, and Bret Hart. And I thought that was, I thought it was a bulletproof list.
It's a good list.
And then Murphy just randomly texts, Bill Shatner. I'm like, what? So then Dan chimes in and he goes, did he die? and he says, and then so Murphy weighs and he says, no, Chris was doing a Mount Rushmore of Canadians. And Bill Shatner should 100% be on it. First of all, I thought it was William Shatner. I thought we put some respect on the name.
Yeah.
But anyway, I say that, but my response was, nope, lousy Canadian.
Yeah, he's kind of done some things.
And I said, I stand by my list. And then as soon as I text, I stand by my list, Matt Murphy comes in with a wild card.
Oh.
And he says, Norm Macdonald should be on the Mount Rushmore of Canadians. And I was like, damn, that's a good one.
That's a good pull. I saw one on the text line that I thought is good.
Yeah, which one?
John Candy.
Oh, John Candy. I don't know if he'd make Mount Rushmore.
Really?
Yeah.
I love it.
Uncle Buck?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a planes, trains, and automobiles guy.
Every Thanksgiving.
Isn't it so funny how the Mount Rushmore of Canadians are not serious? Like, none of them. Like, even if we have, like, a serious debate about this, it's not serious at all.
No.
So, all right.
Oh, it's supposed to be political?
No. I don't even know where you would begin with a political list of the Mount Rushmore of Canadians.
You don't.
You're not going to, nobody's going to nobody's going to be like, how about Fidel Castro's son? Nobody's going to offer that up.
I'd put a penguin up there before I put him up.
Honestly, a penguin would like some random Eskimo.
Random pangolin.
So we're going off. Okay, so now I'm like, okay, so Norm Macdonald would be on the Mount Rushmore of Canadians.
I agree.
Which would mean that somebody's got to get the boot. Now, I don't want to do this. I think Tony from Montreal would probably get the boot in this scenario.
Ooh.
But Matt Murphy says no. He says Wayne Gretzky is a filthy liberal and deserves nothing.
Oh.
I thought Trump and Wayne Gretzky were friends.
I thought they were good.
Wasn't he? Trump is always like the great one. The great one.
That great one.
So I don't know. I thought Wayne Gretzky was cool.
I thought we were on good terms with the Grets.
I thought we were on good terms with Wayne. That we'll have to. I mean, that'll be deliberations. This might be a topic for the podcast that we recorded today.
Yeah, please.
We're recording another episode of Mostly Peaceful today. It'll be back in action Saturday morning. But then Dan weighed in, and he said Bryan Adams. And then Matt just said, you set this one out, Dan.
Oh, gosh. The text line is now launching off on
Okay, I mean,
Canadians.
If you're doing a Mount Rushmore of Canadians, there are some decent ones. People are saying Jordan Peterson. Peterson.
People are saying Ryan Reynolds.
No,
Justin
you
Bieber
can't
on
do.
there.
Ryan Reynolds would not be on the Mount Rushmore for Canadians.
No.
Alex Trebek. Some people are saying God rest his soul, but no.
Can we do all one, like one little section of Nickelback? Don't tell me you're not a Nickelback fan.
No, I'm not. Look at this photograph. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Jim Carrey?
Shania Twain.
Ooh.
Shania Twain, Brian says. I don't need any ladies on my Mount Rushmore.
Oh, well. I was going to say...
it's never happened.
Celine Dion.
There
it is.
There it is. Somebody
28-20.
said, Bobby said Chris Jericho.
Jason, don't. No. Jason on the text line. Chris Haynes should be up there.
9113 said Drake.
No.
I mean, there's some Canadians out there. I mean, like, looking at this list of Canadians, I didn't know.
Didn't realize we had a bunch of traitors in our country.
I didn't realize you guys were paying that much attention. Josh said at least Dan didn't say Drake or Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
9211 said Steve Nash. Was Steve Nash Canadian? I thought he was Eastern. I thought he was Eastern European.
So did I.
I didn't think he was Canadian. Fact check that for me. Is he Canadian?
I'll look into it.
Steve Nash had an era there for a minute. That Phoenix Suns team with Amari Stoudemire. And they had Shaq for a while. Remember that? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, Steve Nash is from Johannesburg, South Africa.
Oh, yeah. He's an African American.
Oh, but he grew up in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada.
Does that count?
Yeah, does that qualify?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. He wasn't born there.
I don't know if that counts. 2285 said Tim Horton. Is Tim Horton a real person?
I feel like it has to be.
If Tim Horton is a real person, then yes, Tim Horton would have to be on the Mount Rushmore of Canadians. I hope he has a cool backstory.
Ooh, was a legendary Canadian professional ice hockey defenseman.
All right, yeah, Tim's
for
on
24 seasons in the NHL.
Tim's got to be on the list then.
Ooh, 4 Stanley Cups.
4317 said Terrence and Phillip.
Okay.
What? You don't like Terrence and Phillip?
Baseball Hall of Famer Larry Walker.
Ooh, yeah.
Canadian.
I'm just trying to stick with people I know, Jay.
I know. I know. And I knew when that came out of my mouth, it's like, that's right, you young whippersnappers.
Michael J. Fox, is he from Canada?
Yeah, he's Canadian.
He is, isn't he?
I feel like we need like an Adam Sandler style Hanukkah song for Canadians. Because you remember when he went through, he's like, also a Jew. It's like we need that, but a Canadian style.
Is Keanu Reeves Canadian?
Is he?
I thought he was born.
This is the thing. We're gonna have to make some sort of list to reference this in the future.
Yeah, he is. Whoa.
I don't know.
Thought we had one of the good ones.
Ron said Tim Horton was a Buffalo Sabre. He died. R.I.P. R.I.P. Timmy. I don't know, man.
Yeah, you've got Martin and a lot of comedians. Martin Short, Eugene Levy.
I do like Martin Short.
They're all so many of them in that Second City thing. Dan Aykroyd, Canadian.
Yeah,
a lot of SNL people.
A lot of SNL people.
Yeah,
I still feel pretty good by my list.
I still think John Candy should be on there.
No, not if we're doing Norm. I mean,
but they're different kinds of comedy.
No, but if Norm makes the Mount Rushmore for comedians, then there's nobody's topping Norm.
But Norm is a comedian, not a comedian actor.
But he's a comedian actor.
I guess
Have you seen Dirty Work?
True.
So if you put Norm Macdonald on the list, you're not going to then go get that's Batman, right? If you were doing a Mount Rushmore of superheroes, you wouldn't have Batman and Robin.
Depends on which Robin, but
Okay, this guy. 0119 said, "Why no women, Chris?" Because we're talking about the greatest.
Elliot Page. Hey, Elliot Page, there's a woman.
Elliot Page, that's the one that turned into a dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a guy now. But yeah, he, she, whatever is Canadian. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if we were going to do a women's Canadian list, it would be like Pamela Anderson, Shania Twain, Celine Dion,
Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, and then I think that covers it.
Yeah.
Just stop it there.
I think that's good. There you go. There's your female. I didn't know that we needed to. I didn't know we needed to make sure we got a female Mount Rushmore list too, but we did.
Can we at least put John Candy on that one? He needs to be on one.
I'm with you, Mason.
I don't know why you keep.
Thank you.
You're pushing John Candy too hard.
Man, I don't know. I mean,
that
plane strains automobiles. I mean,
so good.
Yeah, but that was good because of Steve Martin. It wasn't good because of John Candy.
I disagree.
Their
buddy.
banter back and forth is so good.
It was good.
The endearing
Steve Martin was the star of that movie. Uncle Buck.
I feel like Steve Martin is...
Macaulay Culkin made that movie.
I'd argue against that.
All right. Well,
I am arguing against that.
Argue a different time because I got to get into the lightning round.
Do you?
I do. It's the time for the lightning round.
It's the lightning round.
Like, what about Mike?
With Chris Hand.
All right. We're running out of time.
We are running out of time.
So I'll just start with
stories.
I'll just start with the scariest one first, okay?
In
the lightning round. All right, so hold on, let me find this. There was this is from Brazil. Okay. So there's a Brazilian psychic and
allegedly
she makes the Mount Rushmore for female Brazilians. What?
Hold on.
So she's very tearful and she makes a stunning prediction.
Gente, eu vou falar pra vocês que eu sonhei de novo com os alienígenas invadindo o campo de futebol em Miami. E eu via cidadãos jogadores nitidamente sendo carregado pela primeira nave que chegava.
I know, it's stunning and it's shocking.
It's riveting.
So, if you okay.
I thought she was speaking another language.
Oh wait.
Here's the thing: if you don't speak Portuguese, I think that's what they speak in Brazil, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
It's just so weird.
The boys from Brazil.
I would rename that. I'd be like, we're speaking Brazilian. But anyway, that's a different conversation for a different day.
Speak American.
Speak American, damn it. So this is a Brazilian psychic. Her name is Vô Bahiana. She shared a video with her 23 million followers earlier this month.
Whoa.
I didn't know. I know, dude. Seriously, I wasn't joking when I said she would be on the Brazilian Mount Rushmore. She issued a prophetic warning for anyone who is planning to attend Brazil versus Scotland at 6:00 on June 24th, which was yesterday. She warned that a massive spacecraft carrying more than 100 alien beings would be invading. Can you check and see if that happened?
Let me see here. Yep. Nothing happened.
She should lose all of her followers. She's immediately lost Mount Rushmore status.
Take her off.
I'll be honest with you. I was hoping it happened. I thought that would have been cool. That would have made for a fun news day. It didn't, though. Spoiler alert. I got another story for you here in the lightning round. 3.3 million. You ready? 3.3 million. What do you think I'm talking about?
Number of people we still need to deport?
It's a lot higher than that. I'm actually talking about the most watched View episode in over a year, thanks to one J.D. Vance. Ooh. It happened while I was on vacation. I was sad that I didn't get to talk about it with you guys. J.D. Vance dropped a lot of red pills on the ladies over at The View, which is under ABC's news umbrella, and it was their most watched episode ever.
Did have a criminal record. They had a sex trafficking conviction.
Don't have criminal records. So the majority of people that ICE is rounding up and taking out of their homes from their families, they're separating families. They're using children as bait.
But
the majority are not criminal.
But can I respond to that, guys? Let me just say this. Okay. So you talk about the children. Here's what I'd say. Do we know that during the last administration, we had tens of thousands of children who were sex trafficked by the cartels, who were brought into our country in profoundly dangerous and predatory conditions?
Let's talk about this administration.
But here's the point. Unless you enforce the border, you invite that kind of conduct. You think that our immigration policies are inhumane based on the reporting of one person with a political bias. What I'm telling you is that it's inhumane to allow cartels to sex traffic people across our border.
And
by the way,
please hold on.
I appreciate that. We're going to get you back, Anna.
We're coming back with.
They always have to go to commercial break when they can't handle too much truth. But the audience got to see it. 3.3 million views. Their highest rated episode in well over a year. If they were smart, they would invite J.D. Vance back. But it's The View, so that probably won't happen. Got another story for here in the lightning round?
I'll make that deal. How about...
I missed.
I missed. I thought you were doing a thing because I said, they would
have him back.
Yeah.
I was going to let it play off, and I was like, I am not that good.
No. Can't play that one off.
Coincidence? I think not.
All right, so the Chicago City Council, they understand there's an issue with the teen takeovers in Chicago. And so they wanted to get some advice on how to handle it. So they asked Chicago teenagers.
Safety comes from creating environments where teens feel welcome, respected, and protected. Instead of focusing on restrictions, we should focus on creating more opportunities for young people.
They took all the free spaces from us, and they expect us not to go to the beach or go downtown. But there's nowhere for us to connect or meet new people.
So they needed advice on how to stop the teen takeovers in Chicago. They asked the kids what would they do, and they said less restrictions. Why are we asking teenagers for advice? Can anybody help me with that? Now, when I was a teenager, I wanted people to listen to my opinion, but now that I'm older, I realize that my opinion didn't matter at all because I was a teenager. And maybe the adults in the room in Chicago should understand that as well. Maybe the parents in Chicago should say nothing good happens after 10 o'clock. Stay home. Where am I going to meet new people? You don't need to meet new people. Trust me. 11:55, Super Talk, 99.7 WTN.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Matt Murphy with Super Talk 99.7 WTN, and this morning we are out and about at my house, my brand new house that I've been talking about on the radio, with Nate from USS. What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm excellent. How about you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
We invited Nate out. Now, obviously, when you're a new homeowner, especially when you buy a house that's got a few years on it, you don't know what you're dealing with in terms of foundation. And I know that Nate knows a lot more about what I don't see and what I don't know about than I do. So bring the experts out and get them to check out your house. Hey guys, Matt Murphy again with Nate with USS, and Nate has just wrapped up kind of a look at the house. And Nate, what'd you find?
Well, your house is in pretty good shape for the age of it. I had to look pretty hard to find.
Okay.
Your house being on a slope like it is here, I think we could do a lot of good by trying to terminate your downspouts a little
Okay.
further from the house there.
Okay.
Roof water is the killer of foundations, and so if we can just get it to a positive grade to drain away from your house, I think that's real cheap insurance.
You want to kind of get it out and downhill.
That's right. Yeah.
That's
So
the idea.
make sure that it doesn't come right back down towards the foundation walls, causing issues, settlement, or leakage.
Now, if folks are watching this video and they are like, we need to get Nate out to the house to do a look. I mean, it took, I watched you do it. It's, what, 30, 45 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
To do a comprehensive kind of an examination around the house. And they just give you a call and schedule?
Yeah, absolutely. You can call our main phone number, or you can call reach USSTN.com and
Sure.
schedule right through the website there. Our girls in the call center will get back to you just about immediately,
Yeah.
as long as it's during business hours. So
this just makes a lot of sense, folks, for you guys to do an examination of your house like we've done, to check it out. I'm going to get those gutters done with Nate and his team at USS, and then we'll do a video and let you know how those look at the end of all of this. So thank you, guys.
Hey, that'd be great.
We appreciate you, brother.
Matt,
All
we
right.
appreciate you.